my name is Pat Carroll. Today I'd like to talk to you about the Foredom SR. This is a unit that I've had for a while now, and I consider it the workhorse of my artillery of Foredom tools, basically. It has a 1.6 horsepower motor, which is improved on the older models, and it's really noticeable, and really good power in this. It has a speed range of up to 18,000 RPM. It also has forward and reverse, which is ideal for people that are left-handed, for example. It can extend the life of your abrasives by being able to rotate in a different orientation, which is very handy, and money saving as well if you're doing a lot of sanding and refining. If your drill bit happens to get stuck, if you're doing some drilling with the handpiece, you can just simply pop it into reverse and withdraw it out that way, because usually these are used with maybe smaller drill bits on jewellery, wood, whichever, and sometimes you can get stuck. It's part and parcel of using this type of equipment. There's so many different burrs and things that this unit will drive, whether it be for carving, grinding, polishing, whatever. There's just a multitude of things. Foredom really do supply almost everything for whichever area of work that you are in. This particular model has an 850mm shaft. One of the key things to remember about when you're sighting this is a pendant motor, which should ideally be hanging up. So what I like to do is, when I'm sighting this, if I'm away demonstrating or in somebody else's workshop, I like to hang it in a position that the cable is just slightly curved. Now, don't worry about the controls here. These would be preset because we have other methods of turning it on. But the important thing is not to have your cable or the shaft bent, because it puts pressure on it, and it can cause it to heat and possibly even shorten its the life of the shaft in there. So just remember that, just to keep it straight. And also, now, as I just said, it should be hanging up ideally, but when we're using this, that we're not putting pressure on our wrist if we're going to be using it for long periods of time, so that we have it in a very comfortable position. There's no pressure whatsoever from the cable, so be conscious of where you sight it. I do have mine on a bracket on the wall, and the bracket actually moves in and out. If I'm doing a larger piece, I can just move the bracket in or out to accommodate the unit, and it works really well for me. So that's basically the unit itself. It's 230 volts in my case, 50 hertz, 125 watts, and up to 18,000 RPM, which we can adjust, which is really good. So just let me move that to one side here. This can be operated by a foot pedal. Some people prefer to do that. I actually prefer to use the speed controller, because a lot of my work is very fine work, where I'm piercing and I want to get into small areas, and I like to be able to just set the speed and to control it here. The foot pedal, you can alter the speed by pressing down on the pedal, but if you wanted something like cruise control, well, then you need to move up to somewhere like the K1050 models, which are a higher end model. But this for me works really well. This unit, you can get a multitude of hand pieces. This is probably my go-to one here for some of the smaller piercing bits. And then if I want to go up and do some carving with a burr for shaping, some of the heavier burrs, this hand piece was more than capable of handling the burrs as well. But for larger ones, I can go for this particular hand piece. And then for drilling, I also have this guy here with a little chuck and the key. Really good units, and so versatile that some of them you can change the collets for the different size bits. There are so many different burrs, bits, sanding, abrasives and finishing items to go into this. Foredom has covered a huge range. There is so much available. So thank you very much for joining me for this brief overview of the Foredom SR. Thank you and goodbye.